And welcome back to another video. So in this video, I'm going to share with you who I think can win the NCAA Division 1 IMAC qualifiers for all the conferences. I did one a couple weeks ago. I'm going to do one every couple weeks. One at the start. I did one at like the second to last weekend in January. I'm doing one first weekend of February was a Saturday. I'm doing one like the 19th of February. I'm gonna do one right before the conference starts. I'm gonna do a couple more. But here we go. So here's the first one. The ASUN. Who do I think is gonna win the ASUN? Well, I think it's gonna be either FGCU or Liberty, because Jacksonville State has lost to both FGCU and the Liberty. And then it's gonna come down if FGCU plays Liberty again in the tournament. It's gonna be who loses the FGCU Liberty game, because FGCU already beat Liberty once. They just have, if they have to play Liberty again in their season, it's basically gonna come down who wins in the tournament, though. That's what I think. Because, and then who has like the home court advantage, because the ASUN is played at like home sites, so you definitely have an advantage if you say are FGCU and you're playing Liberty at home, so it's gonna come who wins that game. In the America East, Stony Brook is invalid for the conference tournament, because they're moving to another league, which is kind of a shame. But because I would say they had the front runner to win the IMAC bid for the tournament. They do not go to the NCAA, but they go to WNIT, which is kind of a shame, I think. So I would say Stony Brook, but I'm going to say Albany is now the favorite. Maybe Maine. I don't know. So, it's kind of a shame, though. Because because now, now I say Albany's the favorite, but Maine could also be the favorite. Who knows? It's kind of a toss-up, I think, the favorite in the American Athletic is either UCF or USF. It's either UCF or South Florida. And the reason why I say that is because of the fact that UCF has only lost to UCF. And UCF has lost games, so I think it's going to come down to UCF, USF in the tournament. Maybe a team could like sneak and like upset someone like USF. Could get upset by someone. Because last time I seen them playing against Houston on ESPN, they only scored 39 points Houston, but USF only scored like 50-some points, which is not really that impressive against Houston. So, who knows? In the night 10, it's either going to come down to Dayton or Rhode Island. I thought UMass might be like the favorite for a while because they were pretty high up. No, UMass has 4-3. Maybe VCU, but I don't see VCU in that. Fordham, maybe Fordham. But who knows? But I see it's either Dane or I think Dane or Rhode Island are gonna have to play each other in like the championship game or in the I don't think they're gonna meet in the semis, but maybe, but we'll see. I think it's gonna be Dane or Rhode Island. One of the two winning by now, because they haven't played each other, so you don't really know what's gonna be like in the tournament, or something, or have an idea about that at all. So in the Atlantic Coast, it could be anyone's thing. It could be Louisville, it could be NC State's, it could be Georgia Tech's, Notre Dame's. They have, there's a lot of the top 4, 5, 6 teams could go on like an upset streak, like, like, I don't know about top five. Maybe not, I don't know. Some of these teams could go on like an upset streak, like Notre Dame could upset someone. Georgia could upset like one of those favorites in the semis. Georgia could, or Notre Dame could. And it wouldn't be a surprise, these upsets, I mean, they're not really upsets, but, yes, they are because you're facing a high-ranked team. But it's not really an upset, you know what I mean? So, any of those top four, maybe even Virginia Tech or UNC could sneak in, upset some of them in the quarters. I don't know, we'll see, though. A lot of the early ranked teams, a lot of the early games are just going to be Pitt maybe playing UE or Syracuse playing UVA or something like that, Virginia. So, I mean, you could have an upset right there or something, but it's not really going to impact the overall tournament look, So, in the Big 12, I would say Iowa State. I was going to say Iowa State because they had the Redskins, but Oklahoma's been looking pretty solid as well. I don't know. I think it's going to either be Iowa State or it's going to be, it could be Oklahoma, but it also could be Baylor because Nikki Cohen knows that Baylor, how to coach like in the WNBA. She's had that experience, and she knows what it's like playing with little rep, with no real breaks because in these tournaments, you have to play a game a day, and she plays a game a day, for a while. She knows that how to coach, you know what I mean? She knows how to coach, say, hey, we're just gonna rest, recover, and we're gonna watch some film and study that way. Maybe a little shoot around, when a lot of time is for pregame shoot around. That's pretty much all we're gonna do. And she's hoping the players adapt to that come NC tournament time. And come conference tournament time, especially with this 2 back-to-back games against the same team. It's gonna help them too, in that. But I don't know. It could be it could be Iowa State. It could be Oklahoma. It could be Baylor. I mean, I don't know. Maybe Kansas State. But some of these teams, Texas could be Texas, but it could be almost a lot of these top teams because they have 3-4 losses, and and it's just a power conference, so anyone can beat anyone. But yeah, in the Big East, I either see Creighton winning. I mean, I see UConn winning, but going to the NCAAs. I could see Creighton going to the NCAAs. Possibly Marquette going to the NCAAs. But Marquette could also go as Marquette either will go sneak in as an NCAA favorite, or they'll go to the NIT as a 1 or 2 seed as a top favorite in the NIT. But it's all gonna be if some can beat UConn, then Creighton or DePaul will be the favorite. But otherwise it's UConn full-fledged. So Paige Bueckers is coming back, should be coming back for the Big East tournament. They're fine with all their enemies. They've been winning it. So they just have some non-conference tests, a non-conference test against them. Tennessee. So we'll see on Sunday. So we'll see on that. But they look primed for the NCAAs. But UConn has been looking good against the greatest competition. It's his Big East play. Been doing good, but I don't know about national play. But Tennessee's been a little struggling too. So maybe Con can get its fun. Who knows? But I think Con's still good in the Big East, in the Big Sky. Idaho State was looking pretty solid, but I don't know. Now it's kind of so. Well, it's kind of like Idaho State's good, but so is Montana State. Now Southern Utah. There's a bunch of teams looking okay. So I don't know. I feel like I don't know. It's gonna come down. I think championship game. Who wins that? Honestly, I can't really predict because there's teams that are looking good. Like I think it was Idaho State was a lot. That's like pretty good. And Southern Utah just. And since it's just kind of ranked above them, so they're just gonna less good. So who knows? I mean, who really knows? But I think it's just gonna come down to who wins the last game, who wins the tournament game. Same in the Big South, but I think it's either gonna be Campbell or Longwood. Maybe SC Upstate, South Carolina Upstate. Maybe they're 7-2, so they could be 9-2 and still win conference tournament. So we'll see on that. But some of these teams at the bottom, like they're like 2-7, 2-6, 6-3-4. I just don't see them, in the Big Ten. I could see anyone winning the Big Ten. I mean, now teams that are on the bottom, obviously like Rutgers or Illinois or maybe Minnesota. But there's some of these teams like on the bottom. There's this Big Ten's like pretty set, like it's 9-2, 8-3, 8-3, 6-4, 6-4. And I could see like any of these teams just winning. Nebraska winning, Michigan State winning. Like upsetting someone, so I mean maybe not Michigan State, but maybe Nebraska, who knows? Some of these teams are there's 14 Big Ten teams. So some of these teams you might think not expect Northwestern to get like a raise right now, or Purdue maybe to get like a second round bid. And top 4 get double bye. So Michigan, of course. So Michigan, Iowa, Indiana, Iowa, Ohio State would get bids. I have bids right now. Then Maryland, Michigan State, Nebraska, Northwestern, I believe, would get buys to. Second and 9. Purdue against Rutgers, Minnesota against Illinois, Penn State against Wisconsin. So, I don't know, some of these teams, they might sneak in as like a double buy. There's like a buy or something. I could change things, But not really. I mean, but I could also see like Maryland winning, Ohio State winning, Iowa winning, Indiana winning, Michigan winning. See all the other teams winning, for sure. But there could also be like some surprise or sneaker coming in. Say Maryland's not playing the 13. They're not playing its best, In the game or two, so I could change the completely. Then we got the Big West. The Big West, now there's been a lot of teams with like, this is a conference where the COVID cancellations. They don't do postponements where they make the game up. So you see teams like CSU's Bakersfield and Cal Poly with 6 games, There's some teams with 8 games, some with 9, some with 7, so. But right now the favorite is Long Beach State and UC Irvine. And the teams are saying you have to have 20, I think it's like 25 games to make it to the NCAA's with them for the conference tournament, for the NCAA's tournament. So some of these teams may not get the automatic bid even though they won their conference tournament if they don't have 25 games played. So we'll see. But I think it's either UC Irvine, Long Beach State, maybe Hawaii could sneak in. Hawaii could sneak in. So could UC San Diego. They could sneak in as well. Possibly sneak in, so we'll see. So every team's play each other once. Now there's 10 teams in the Colonial, and Jets will be Delaware. But I think the CA is one of those. I think the CA is one of those leagues where Colonial Athletics where Red Sox could play Delaware at home in the conference championship, so who knows? If Drexel plays Delaware again in the regular season, maybe on the other team's score, maybe we'll see. But maybe not, maybe it could be just wait for the conference championship. So, but I think it's going to be Jets and Delaware winning the conference championship. We will see though. But maybe Townsend could sneak in and upset someone. Who knows? Maybe if they play Delaware, maybe they could upset Delaware. Who knows? We'll see. In the conference USA, this is not another league where they play East. Just plays East, and the West just plays West, or like they split up like the C in East plays the C in the West or something like that. It's kind of odd. I don't know how they do it, but it's kind of odd conference and seating, so I don't really know. But I could see right now the favorite is Charlotte, at least. It may be out West, but Middle Tennessee actually played the most games. There's 7-2, but who knows? This I think this one was where they played. They had like some cancellations. I don't think they did like postponements. Maybe they didn't show it just to make up like 2 more. Just to make up like 3 because there's one team like 10. So maybe who knows? But unless maybe Charlotte looks like the favorite, but Middle Tennessee looks like the favorite because they play more games. And 1 more, so 15-4 overall. So we'll see. Who knows? Who knows? Like all these teams can prove they can beat whoever. Like some teams will 5-2, 6-2, so 7-3. So they'll prove it up. They're not unbeatable. So we'll see. In the horizon, I thought Youngstown could win the conference tournament, but I don't know. They were kind of slipping on. IP guys not just having the favorite. YSU's not the favorite anymore. But I think that's going to come down to the championship game because the early rounds are home sites, and then they meet up in like a little bubble for the semis and the championship. So I think it's gonna be IUP by Youngstown. But I think YSU's got a little tougher if they get as 2 seed. Or IUP I guess is 2 because they are playing around Kentucky. And they get either game playing as like the 4, playing against the 4, but we'll see. And really, I think it's gonna be obviously top 4 when you make tournament Abbies, but they've already played every